Some time ago, a little girl named Kemi walked up to her teacher and said, "Ma, I need your help." And the teacher was like, "Oh, Kemi, are you okay? What can I do for you?" And Kemi said, "There is something I need to tell my parents, but I do not know how to go about it. And I came to see if you can help me get the message across to my parents." The teacher looked at her and asked, "Are you not living with your parents?" She said, "I do. As a matter of fact, they left me at home this morning while going to work, while I prepared and came to school." The teacher was surprised. And then she said, "So why can't you just go ahead and tell your parents what you have in mind? Is there something that's bothering you?" Kemi said, "Yes, something bothers me, and I don't know. I can't find the words. I can't find the courage to say those things to my parents. It would have been easier for me to say to my mom, but I can't. I'm so scared. I'm so afraid. I'm so frightened." And the teacher was like, "Okay, what is it?" And Kemi looked at her and said, 3 weeks ago, there is a boy in my neighborhood who came to visit us in the house. I was the only one at home when he came. And that was not his first time of coming. He had been coming to play with my siblings and I, even when our parents are around. But on that particular day, he came and I was the only one at home. So we got playing, we got talking as we do usually. And before you know it, I found myself kissing him. And we did a lot of things. And while Kemi was trying to narrate what happened, at that particular point, the teacher shouted, "How dare you!" And there was this shock that ran through Kemi's spine. The teacher couldn't control it, so she shouted, "How dare you!" Kemi was shocked. And she stopped talking. And the teacher was like, go ahead. Say everything that happened." And Kemi was not able to go on. All because the teacher sent a shock wave down her spine when she shouted. Now, a lot of teachers have found themselves in this situation where the students come to them to ask them for help in matters related to this particular one. Now, while this was just an anecdote, it actually paints a real life situation where a teacher is expected to understand that he or she is also expected to play the role of a mediator between his or her students and their parents when the duty calls for it. Also, a teacher is expected to play the role of a mediator between students when they have conflicts. As a matter of fact, a teacher plays the role of a mediator between other teachers when there are conflicts. So one of the roles of a teacher is that a teacher is also a mediator. So from time to time, as a teacher, you can find yourself in a situation where you need to mediate between your students and their parents. You might find yourself in situations where you need to mediate between two students who are having conflict. You might find yourself in a situation where you need to mediate between two teachers who are having conflict. There can even be a situation where you might be a mediator between the school management and a teacher. And then a lot of times it happens that as a teacher, you play the role of a mediator between a parent and the school where there is conflict. Now, what this draws to mind is that as a teacher, you must train yourself on how to be a mediator between people, how to be a mediator between students, how to be a mediator between parents and their children, how to be a mediator between adults, how to be a mediator between your colleagues where there are conflicts. So your role as a teacher goes beyond just teaching in the classroom. You are a mediator. And the earlier you begin to train yourself on becoming a skilled mediator, the better. You should train yourself on how to resolve conflicts. And conflicts can come between diverse kinds of people. It can be between two students that you teach. Conflict can come up between a student and her parent, or a student and his parents. Conflict can come between a teacher and a student. Conflict can arise between two teachers. Conflict can arise between a teacher and the school management. Conflict can arise between a senior teacher and a junior teacher. So, there are diverse forms of conflict. But then, as a teacher, you must see yourself as a mediator. And when you see yourself as a mediator, then you begin to train yourself on how to become a skilled mediator. Not just a mediator, a skilled mediator. It's very important that you develop that skill in you. If you have never thought in that direction before, the purpose of this video is to call your attention as a teacher to the fact that you are not just to teach, you are a mediator. So once in a while, it will happen that you find yourself in a position where you need to mediate between two people. It could be between two students, it could be between two teachers, it could be between a student and their parents, and so on. So developing that skill is very important, and that is the purpose of this particular video, to call your attention to this aspect of your life as a teacher. So it's not all about going into the classroom to teach. There are so many other things that you find yourself doing as a teacher, and being a mediator is just one of them. In my last video, I talked about your role as a mentor. As a teacher, you have a lot of mentees. So you are a mentor. People are looking onto you to learn a lot of things. They are looking up to you to teach them certain things. So you need to play that role perfectly. So another role, as I've mentioned in this video, which is my focus, is you being a mediator. So like I've mentioned, there are diverse groups of people that you can find yourself mediating between them. Then you must be ready at all times. And that is why personal development is very important. So one area you need to develop yourself is the area of mediating between people when there are conflicts. So the earlier you start, the better it will be when the time comes that you find yourself in a situation where you need to mediate between two persons. It doesn't matter who the two persons are. It could be between two adults, it could be between two young people, it could be between two students in your school, it could be between two teachers, it could be between two management staff, it could be between two people whose relationship you can't even define. As long as there's a conflict between the two people, as a teacher, you should be ready to mediate at every point in time. So I hope this video gives you value. If it does, do us a favor to like, leave a comment, and share this with the people in your circle. Till I see you in my next video, for now from me, stay blessed and enjoy your job as a teacher.